we'll celebrate Black History Month
with highlights from the 2018 MLK observance
and look at the photography exhibit, This Light of Ours.
And we'll visit with Grammy winner Liz Rose.
All this and more coming up About Town. Hello everyone and welcome to About Town. I'm Brett Wheeler.
And I'm Kathy Whiteman, and I just have to stop and say welcome back to the show, Brett.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me back. I guess I didn't screw up too bad last time that you guys welcomed me back in, so I'm glad to be here.
No doors locked, glad to have you here.
The key still works. I'm still a part of this company. I'm really happy to be here.
And we're glad that you could join us too as we get ready for the 2018 ICE Awards and the Irving Police Awards Banquet.
We've also got details on Irving's Got Talent, Irving's annual teen talent competition.
We would love to hear from you, especially about a community event you'd like to promote on the show or a story you'd like to see us cover.
You can email us at ictn@cityofirving.org or connect with us on social media. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you.
Irving Parks and Recreation and the Irving Arts Center teamed up to bring us a very special series of events highlighting the civil rights movement. This year's MLK observance featured Mad River Theater Works' production of The Freedom Riders, the story of the history-making bus rides in 1961. Susan Kamyab has more.
Freedom Riders is the newest Mad River Theater Works play. It explores one of the most critical chapters in the history of the civil rights movement.
The show it's a wonderful piece of work that showcases the fact that you don't have to have a particular title or a certain amount of money to make a change in this world. You see something is wrong and you get with other people who also see the same wrongs and you do something about it. It takes place in 1961, of course, during the Freedom Rides time of the civil rights movement.
There's an effort. We work through CORE, we work through SNCC and other government officials, trying to right what we feel like some of the societal wrongs were of the time, to give everyone equal opportunities where they ate at, where they had their entertainment at. Just trying to bring everyone together as one, pretty much some of the same things that we face today.
The Irving Parks and Recreation and the Irving Arts Center hosted the play in celebration of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And our own Kathy Whiteman was there to present the show.
And they are bringing us a story today about the Freedom Riders. Please welcome back to Irving, Mad River Theater Works.
Freedom Riders reflects on how even after the United States Supreme Court had outlawed segregation, bus lines in cities still enforced the crooked system of separating black and white citizens. So, Freedom Riders, both white and black, decided to travel together on buses that crossed state lines purposefully, disregarding the hateful segregation.
The story needs to be told. There are a lot of people who know of the story, but we bring it to younger audiences and it just opens up another world for them. You know, it's important that they know the conveniences that they have today, they were always not in place. People had to struggle and fight for those conveniences of today.
But audiences didn't just get to see a performance about the Freedom Riders. William Harbour, an original Freedom Rider, was there to see the show and discuss his experiences.
And I was one of the students that was on the bus that went throughout the South on the Freedom Ride. And the trip was planned from Washington, D.C. to New Orleans. So we got into Mississippi. We left for Montgomery, got into Mississippi, and went straight to jail. Put us in jail. And I'd already been in jail over 10 times, I said. And the judge gave us a $200 fine, 6 to 7 days in jail. We refused to pay the fine. And I spent 49 days in prison. I mean, real prison, not no little bitty prison, not just a regular jailhouse, but 49 days in prison. And they let me out. Well, they paid my fine so I can get out and be one of the test cases. Go back to court. We did go back to court against the state of Mississippi and won our case.
The production of Freedom Riders portrayed a significant moment in history, and it's a story the cast hopes audiences won't forget.
We all hear that in order for us not to repeat history, we have to remind ourselves of where we've been. And unfortunately, we are in a time where we're still repeating history in a sense. And I think it's very important for the people that are coming up, the young people, to hear these stories.
People take away the numbing reality of the suffering that these people went through and how it affected not just them but their families.
My greatest hope is that everyone walks away with a sense of unity because we are all in this thing together.
Freedom Riders reminds us that any individual has the capability to make a difference in society. For About Town, this is Susan Kamyab.
Another group of people who made a difference captured the day-to-day struggle of other unsung heroes. The exhibit, This Light of Ours, chronicles a 3-year period of the civil rights movement through the lens of 9 activist photographers. The traveling exhibit was organized by the Center for Documentary Expression and Art.
They are powerful, they are poignant. They are the photographs that make up This Light of Ours, an exhibition that tells the story of the Southern freedom movement through the eyes of young activists.
This is an unusual, in some ways, look at the movement because it's a look at the movement's activities that were occurring on a grassroots level. Much of this was invisible to the major media.
The photos document the activities of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, or SNCC, in the early 1960s.
A great deal of it has to do with the movement's private moments. And SNCC operated in the back roads of Mississippi, in the back roads of Alabama, and their entire effort, their organizing effort, largely dealt with long-term relationships with people in communities.
Dr. Leslie Kellen, executive director of the Center for Documentary Expression and Art, helped assemble the exhibition, which is on display now at the Irving Art Center through March 4th. The photos were taken by 9 activist photographers, most of whom were members of SNCC.
They simply put their bodies on the line too in critical moments and became a part of the effort to communicate what was going on.
The exhibition divides the movement into 4 parts: Black Life, Organizing for Freedom 1 and 2, State and Local Terror, and the Meredith March Against Fear and Black Power. The photos include captions and 2 audio guides, one for children and one for adults, featuring interviews from the photographers that provide a deeper understanding of the time.
I've seen lots of exhibits where the photographs are thought to be the entire message, but we wanted to build a narrative that is embedded in the photographs and to allow people to really spend time and learn what happened.
Kellen calls it a celebration of the youth of the civil rights movement.
To me, the exhibit speaks on many levels, but that's sort of at the core, that's at the heart of it, in terms of how to fight well, how to fight successfully, how to come together with people and be effective. Really, that's at the heart. There is a lot of beauty here, besides the struggle, and also the capacity, the strength of the photographers to capture these moments. So all of that is here.
For About Town, I'm Angela Lang.
You'll have an opportunity to meet some of the photographers featured in this exhibit at the 2018 Black History Month celebration. It's February 25th at 4 p.m. at the Dupree Theater. For more information, visit irvingartcenter.com.
Irving ISD's annual ICE Awards celebrates and rewards excellence in Irving schools.
In preparation for this year's event, we'll learn about the program from one of last year's winners, Annika Horgan, here to tell us more. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you've got something to be mighty proud of over there at De Zavala Middle School. So we should say that you are the principal at De Zavala.
Yes.
And you guys came up with a project last year that actually won you the ICE Award, the Best in Show. Tell us about it.
Yes, we won the award for the Hispanic Heritage Night. And basically what we did is we reached out to our community. And with that, our parents gathered food, brought in a lot of their favorite dishes, and our AVID students, our AP Spanish students, some of our newcomers all had projects. Our choir sang, our orchestra performed, our band performed. We had almost 500 students and community members there, and we just had line after line of food going. It was a great time. We had Nimitz Folklorical come and play as well too, and it was just an amazing, amazing community event.
Wow.
This sounds like a huge event. What did it take to make this all happen?
Oh goodness, it took so much effort. We had the students made some personal invitations out to our teachers and out to our parents. A lot of phone calls from our parent liaison. She was very involved. Even with the serving of the food, it was all parents that came in and were helping serve the food. Teachers got with students to come up with project ideas, and students were making things on the computer, and it took an effort from everybody to make this a fantastic event.
Well, it certainly paid off, to have something that big and community-wide. And I should say, because I've been assisting at the ICE Awards for a few years now, that you won in the parent involvement category. There are several categories you can win in, and you've been nominated before.
Yes.
So how does it feel to win the big one?
Oh my goodness. It meant so much to our school, so much to our community, so much to our parents. Days of All had never won this before. I think that some of us were like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I think we kind of ran down to the front. But the parents and everybody just reached out and were just so excited about it. And I think that it just shows how much we all care about each other and how much we put students first.
You kind of hit on it just for a second there, but what were some of the reactions from the students and the parents when they heard about this?
Oh, they were screaming. When we brought the trophy back, the kids were screaming in the different hallways. They were screaming during lunch because we showed them the trophy and stuff during lunch. The parents were so super excited as well too. Just everybody, just the excitement was amazing.
So in addition to all of this excitement, I don't know if everybody knows, but the ICE Award also has a financial incentive that comes along with it. You're not just getting a statue, you're also getting some money. Tell us about that.
Definitely. The different ICE Awards come with different amounts of money. For example, this one was $5,000 that was given to the school. And with that, we use it for more community projects, and we also use it for incentives for the students as well too. So it's a great way to bring back the community and bring back the students and give back to them as well.
That is so neat. What a great program. The annual ICE Awards is coming up again soon, and you'll want to know who's going to win this year as well. So try to be there on Thursday, February 8th. It starts at 7 p.m. at Irving High School. Hope to see you there.
In 2015, 3 Americans on a train to Paris stopped a terrorist attack. Their bravery made worldwide headlines and a new movie. The 1517 to Paris tells their story. The bonus is that the heroes play themselves. Susan Kamyab talks with them to find out more.
Bonjour, vous désirez quelque chose?
Snacks coming at 12 o'clock.
Gentlemen? There you go.
Thank you. Look at the baby soda, Spencer. Alex, shut the heck up.
I think your story is really inspiring because, in the film we get to see how you guys are just regular people who you thought quickly and acted bravely and saved like 500 people's lives. And I think that gives people hope. And I know, for me, I'm going to be forever in awe of your actions.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. But is there any other heroes or people that continue to inspire you?
Absolutely. Especially for me, I admired Chris Kyle and this Stan Kohlmeyer, this Vietnam vet that kind of taught me a lot and was one of the reasons I joined the military. There's just always, you always need to be inspired by people just to kind of keep you going and keep your bearings, I guess.
Yeah. People that really inspired me are just, everyday people. People that really just put others before themselves consistently, and in intense situations. When you hear something about on the news, someone doing something great, I'm always just like, there you go, man. There you go. So.
Yeah, for sure. Anthony?
My father is a big inspiration for me. It's kind of a cliche answer to your parents, but my dad really is he has my best interests at heart, and you can't really say that truthfully about too many people, even family members. So it's a huge benefit, and I feel extremely blessed to have somebody to look up to like that.
Yeah, that's great. And you know, obviously you guys have been friends for a really long time, and that's really that's a rarity these days, just given how early y'all met in life. But what do you think the reason is that you guys have been able to maintain your friendship for so long?
I think the best part is because we have, like they said previously, like we've had a mutual respect for each other. I think the movie does a good job showing how very different we are as individuals, but it's easy for, I guess, for guys like that when you've grown up together, as long as nobody gets changes up too much, we respect each other for being different. I think that's what we admire about each other.
Yeah, I'd probably say just because we've been friends for so long, you know, you want to keep it up, and we've been through so much together, especially now.
Yeah.
That when you have a connection with somebody that deep, I mean, it's not something that you just forget about easily.
Yeah, I mean, and we have the type of friendship that we can go, you know, a year or more or however long without talking to each other, and there's no ever questioning our friendship. You know, we pick up the phone and call each other and pick up right where we left off. So that's something that has really always kind of kept us together.
Yeah, that's awesome. Spencer, you said in the film how you felt like life was pushing you towards something, and obviously it was definitely pushing you guys toward the train, thank God. But where do you think life is pushing you guys now?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, we live life to the fullest every single, that sounds cliche to say, but we are just taking life day by day right now. I mean, the one thing that we do know for sure is that we have something left to do on this earth, otherwise we wouldn't be alive. I mean, one of the things that bothered us a little bit after the attack, not so much anymore because we've had a lot of confirmation since, but is that, man, that kind of felt like that was the best thing we'll ever do with our lives. So like, what are we gonna do for the next 60 years or so if we're lucky to live that long? And so, but now we're starting to see that, you know, we're being pushed into a direction. We don't know what the direction is. I mean, right now it's acting in our own film, but maybe that'll take us somewhere else. I don't know, man. You ever just feel like life is just pushing us towards something, like some greater purpose?
The 1517 to Paris opens February 9th at AMC Irving Mall and Regal MacArthur Marketplace. For more of Susan's reviews, visit thischicksflix.com.
An opportunity to celebrate our local heroes is coming up soon at the Irving Police Awards Banquet.
Police Chief Jeff Spivey joins us with the details. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's always great to see you, Chief, and especially when we can talk about a way that we get to celebrate the excellence in your department. So this banquet's been going on for a while. Kind of give us some background.
So I believe this is our 22nd year of hosting the police banquet, and it's an opportunity for the community to come together and see all of the great work that the men and women of the Irving Police Department do, while also raising money for a local 501c3, the Family Advocacy Center.
That is wonderful. And I just have to kind of sneak this in here. You're talking about across the board officers and other members of the support staff in the department?
Sure, absolutely. When people think of awarding the police employees, they typically think of awarding police officers for the work that they do. But so many of the great work that it gets done is also done by civilian employees, our dispatchers, our detention officers, our support staff. And it's our opportunity to thank them as well.
It takes the whole team.
Yes, it does.
Perfect. It seems like to fall right in line with award season.
Yeah.
What is the most anticipated award that you guys give out?
So our big award every year is the Officer of the Year Award. That's actually voted on by the members of the organization. We choose an Officer of the Quarter each quarter, and then those 4 officers compete against each other, if you will, and our other employees vote to see who is named Officer of the Year. This is not the only award we give out. We have Supervisor of the Year, we have Civilian of the Year, we have New Officer of the Year, and then when we can, we have the Brass Pig Award, which is always a lot of fun.
Okay,
Brass Pig. Yeah, tell me a little about the Brass Pig.
So the Brass Pig tends to award or be awarded to that employee who maybe didn't separate themselves with stellar work, but certainly separated themselves from their peers because of something typically very comical that's happened. In the past, we've awarded a sergeant for spiking or deflating the tires of a bunch of different squad cars in a chase. We awarded a police captain one time who stopped to get gas on the way to a training opportunity in Austin, thinking that his partner had paid for the gas, and they drove off without paying for the gas.
Oh, that's great.
The local police agency called the department here because that's where the car was registered to, and so we had to recognize his great work in that.
Absolutely.
Is there an award for best interview on ICTN? Because I think maybe you should be up for an award.
Certainly the worst interview on ICTN, maybe, but we'll work on that.
So I have to ask, there are opportunities for folks to help with this. Can you tell us a little bit about that? How can citizens get involved if we've got corporate citizens who want to help?
Absolutely. So you can go to our website and click the police banquet, the awards banquet, and it's an opportunity. You can buy a single ticket. You can sponsor a table. We have different sponsorship levels. We would love for you to be our presenting sponsor. For $50,000, we'll give you the best table in the house and an opportunity to talk about whatever it is you want to talk about for a few minutes. But it's really a great opportunity just for a citizen to come in, buy a single ticket, and just celebrate the great work of the Irving Police Department.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's not only just about honoring those men and women, but it's also about, fundraising as well.
Yeah, the Family Advocacy Center, which is one of our signature programs in the Irving Police Department, provides counseling to women in abused relationships, to victims of domestic violence, to victims of violent crime. And so all of the work that goes on over there is funded through this nonprofit. And so all of the money that we raise from the banquet goes directly to providing those services.
That's excellent. And folks, so that you can put this on your calendar, hold the date for the Irving Police Awards Banquet on Tuesday, March 27th at 6 p.m. That's going to be at the Irving Convention Center at Las Colinas. Celebrate excellence in the department and have some fun as well.
Absolutely.
The Texas Musicians Museum celebrates the legacy of great talent from our great state, but they recently unveiled a display that honors one of Irving's own. Kathy has more.
You ready?
Yes.
Go.
Go.
And with that, the Texas Musicians Museum unveiled a new exhibit honoring Irving native Liz Rose. Rose has written songs for some of the biggest names in country music.
Taylor Swift, Little Big Town, Blake Shelton, Carrie Underwood, Tim McGraw, and so many more.
And she's earned the industry's top awards.
Her accolades are amazing. 2 Grammys, 1 CMA.
So it's really important and very special for us to be able to recognize these songwriters and give them the honor that they deserve.
She recently released her first solo album, Swimming Alone.
This Irving-born Nashville girl's latest project brought her back home to her roots.
I'll be outside in the backyard swimming alone. I'm outside in the backyard swimming alone.
She shared the stage with some longtime friends.
I'm very excited. I've never, this is the honest truth, I've never done anything off my record with the band. I usually just do singer-songwriter acoustic things.
The music is the backdrop for the song, and that's what we're trying to perfect. We try to create this backdrop.
Paint towels and colored chips, plastic flowers and pickup sticks, 45 records and parakeets, and all the penny candy that we could eat.
It's just going to be a night of great music from Texas songwriters.
I know Skip. We went to high school together.
So we have that association of going to the same school, being from the same town, being songwriters.
This is about the house I grew up in.
I wanted to tell those stories about growing up in this town. I grew up in Irving. It was really a great childhood.
Tore down the bar, took out the gas grill, taped the farm, sacred ground.
I have so many memories here, and so the record is full of memories from growing up here.
Sister got married under that tree.
It's a deeply personal collection of songs that her fellow musicians say is her best work.
Liz's material is wonderful. I mean, she is an incredible lyricist. She's a poet and just a storyteller. It's a beautiful thing. I have a great appreciation.
And Liz Rose feels she's done the work for the best reasons.
It's about making music, and it's about making people feel something and, you know, cry or laugh or party or dance, you know. And that's what really music was made for. It was never about making money. It was really just about lifting people up. So I hope we lift some people up.
And she looked down and smiled and called me honey.
This is Kathy Whiteman reporting.
While I prayed we had enough.
You can get your copy of Swimming Alone, Liz Rose's Valentine to her hometown on iTunes, Amazon, and Spotify. Visit TexasMusiciansMuseum.com to learn more about other Texas talent.
It's no secret that Irving's Got Talent, as you just saw in the previous story.
One of the places that Irving teens can get their start is right around the corner. Patty Danko and Tommy Anich join us with the details. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Always great to see you guys. So Tommy, I know that you were in the thick of it at the auditions just a few weeks ago, yeah?
Mhm.
So kind of give us a little background. What'd you see?
So we had students from all over Irving come out, and we had about 20 approximately come out and audition, and we just got some really good talent coming up this year.
Yeah, that sounds promising. I think you mentioned earlier that you saw kids not just from Irving ISD schools, but from other private schools in the area.
Yes, we did. We got a big turnout from some of the private schools here in Irving, which we're really excited about.
What are some of the things that are in the works? I know a lot of these kids have a lot of talent. So what are some of the things that are going to be going on?
Well, we're going to have a big variety, as we do every year, combination of bands, musicians, soloists, dancers. So we're really looking forward to showcasing all the types of different talent that the kids have here in Irving.
One of the things that I absolutely love about this event, that I have loved since it was Friday Night Live, and, you know, I forget what we called it back then, but, you know, through all of these years that you've done it, is every time I've been there, the kids are so supportive of each other. You know, you expect to see some school rivalry and stuff like that. It's like invisible there. How are you guys fostering that environment for them?
I think it's just the nature of the kids and the nature of the community in Irving. I mean, I think it's very supportive. The parents are very supportive as well, and that's something that we always try and remember to thank the parents, because without their support, you know, they're not going to go as far as they really can. So
yeah, that's great.
And that's fantastic. You know, what do you hope that these teens and kids get out of participating in this competition?
Well, it's a good chance for them to really showcase their talents, and you know, it's about building confidence and you know, giving them a chance to kind of go out there and shine. And every year we've done this, they take full advantage of it. So,
and I think too, there's gives them the opportunity, maybe if they're not as confident or maybe not as polished, they can always come back and try again next year. So it gives them multiple opportunities to really kind of hone their skills and give them a smaller stage to be on, but definitely a stage to be on.
And the thing is, you never know who the next Liz Rose is going to be or the next superstar is going to be. Could happen right there on the stage, yeah? Yeah. So, folks, if you want to get a chance to see some of these fabulous Irving teens step into the spotlight, check out Irving's Got Talent on Friday, February 16th, starting at 7 p.m. at Carpenter Hall. You don't want to miss this show. The Irving Art Association and the West Irving Library team up to display work by local artists. Here's a look at the association's winter show and a list of other fun ways to keep warm about town. And here are some other warm winter events happening about town. Celebrate literacy and legacy at the African American Read-In on Sunday, February 4th at 2 p.m. at the South Irving Library.
The Irving Chautauqua presents Hungry Town on Saturday, February 10th at 2 p.m., also at the South Irving Library. Call 972-721-2606 for more information about both events.
The Irving Symphony Orchestra presents violinist David Kim, concertmaster for the famed Philadelphia Orchestra, at a Russian Night Extravaganza on Saturday, February 10th at 7:30 p.m. in Carpenter Hall.
And An Orchestra Meets a Dinosaur, when the new Philharmonic Orchestra of Irving presents a family-friendly concert designed to engage young audiences. That's Sunday, February 11th at 3:30 p.m. in Carpenter Performance Hall. Call 972-252-ARTS for more information about these concerts. And that wraps up this edition of About Town. Thanks so much for joining us.
Please be sure to tune in next time when we'll bring you some highlights from Frost Fest 2018 and a look at the world premiere of a locally produced independent film, Content of Character.
We'll also spice things up with a visit to the Irving Convention Center for Zest Fest 2018.
We'll leave you tonight with another look at Liz Rose in concert with Pure Country. For About Town, I'm Kathy Whiteman.
And I'm Brett Wheeler. Have a great evening. About Town.
Everybody